All right, guys, we are progressing here on this thing. I had a number of things I meant to do for a while now. Finally had access to a bobcat, which is way back there in the woods right now. But filled in 3 of the sides pretty much here. Removed my big hill. Tried to do a lot of groundwork here and flatten this out. I left this side open because the goal is to come with a backhoe here, pull this back, make a trench, eventually have stairs down there, cut a hole in the side and have entrance this way. Originally I thought about entering from right here at an angle. It makes more sense to enter through the wall, I believe, and have the racking go like that. So I'm gonna cut a hole in here, dig a stairway down here, put the racking in, my whole shelving unit, everything I'm gonna be doing, and then pour the lid. But I have got to progress on this. There's no time like the present. This has been kind of years in the progress. On the bright side, it's held up incredibly well. There is some water down in there right now. It'll evaporate soon enough, and then that bucket will be cut off at ground level, so I can drop a sump pump in there anytime I need to. Right, there's even frogs down there right now. Where is he? There's kind of a leopard frog down in there, and bullfrog and some other stuff. So we'll get them out of there too before they die up and dry up. But looking a lot different. Pretty happy about this. Eventually the plan is to put an outdoor kitchen on top of here, do my canning and my butchering and stuff up here, run it straight to the basement. Should work. Opens this up a little bit and we will see. So progress made. It's been a while since I've been down here in the pit. Still remember digging it. I'll have to check to make sure I got the right height for these guys too, because I may not have. For some reason I thought it was taller than this. Of course the thing used to be deeper, but I picked up some racking today, so we're gonna give it a go. We're gonna see. I gotta check that height. I checked the width and the length, but height is the other dimension we need to worry about. Obviously I don't really care about time, which may be the 4th dimension, because this has taken forever. That's really close to the camera. Let go! Okay. I don't know about that height. You guys see that? Ooh, looks too tall. And if I trim them, that'll mess with the stability. I should have measured height. Oh, I only measured width and length. I might have to run up there and get some smaller ones right now. Okay, back to the old drawing board. Obviously, I don't think things through as much as I should sometimes. I get it, I admit it, I screwed up, I messed up totally, but since I've got these here, and I didn't even have as many as I wanted to get, but I've got these bars, okay, all I'll be doing is buying a shorter one. So I'm gonna test and make sure the rest of my calculations were correct since I have all the resources here. Then I've still got 2 hours before the store closes, 45 minutes away. So I'm gonna run those back up, get the ones I needed, buy everything I needed, and make sure my rest of my calculations were correct. So there's that. I'm gonna set up a prototype, and then all we'll do is shrink them down and make them shorter. I think it'll work. Got a little guy helping over there. He's taking off the cardboard and the plastic. And here's what we got, okay? I was thinking if I run a 4-foot section there, from there to there, that'll be good. It'll allow me to turn one sideways from there and run a 6-foot section and then a 4-foot section. This is about 11.5 feet across this way. So with a couple inches for each of the posts, there'll be one over there, one over here, and one at the end. It'll work just fine. And then if I have one that way, coming back to over here, I can run an 8-foot section because we've got just under 3 feet there sideways. Run this across, and that's just leaning into it now because that one's leaning out. So the rest of my calculations were correct. I'm just gonna take back these 5, which they didn't have enough, and I'm gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it'll be U-shaped like that. And you'll see how narrow it is in the middle. Okay, this is mostly for storage. I could make it a little wider, and I may shorten this one. I think I will. I can get a little shorter ones of these. So I think I'm gonna do that, but we are pretty good to go. I'll zip up there and then we'll get the racking situated. I wanted this done first, at least here, and get it all assembled before I pour the lid. Then I'll be cutting a hole on that side after I scoop out a section over there. All right, progress. So on the one side, I know some of you guys might be like, wow, it took you 2 trips just to get the racking for this. But in reality, it took me 1 trip because I happened to be passing by on my way home from work when I grabbed the first stuff. And secondly, I always planned on it being a 2-part project because until I was actually able to look at each of the pieces and kind of fit the puzzle together, I wasn't sure exactly what all I would need. Moreover, I just wanted to get kind of the basics, and then I knew I'd need some more crossbars. I knew I'd need, you know, some other things. So like I said, with a 4-footer, a 6-footer, and a 4-footer and an 8-footer, I figured it would work out good. It did. I'll cut the hole through there as soon as I dig down there. Begin working on the actual shelves for this thing. Finish up the braces for this one. But yeah, worked out good. Like I said, I always planned on having kind of 2 runs just to make sure I had everything squared away. And soon. It's important. So a couple other things I want to do is we will be, I think, painting with the chalkboard paint, so I can kind of mark, you know, pickles 2020 or, you know, whatever on each of them. That way we can keep track of everything. And then also, I want to make sure that there's a lip on each of these edges, so if this whole thing kind of starts shaking in a earthquake or, you know, some bomb blast, whatever it may be, that way we are able to not have everything just jump off the shelf, that there'll be a lip to prevent them from falling. Yeah, right now my root cellar in-ground pool, it's got about 2 inches of water in it. I got this project of putting in the shelves expedited, moved up on my priority list because I've got jars on the way. So thankfully I had an order placed before. Now some stuff is starting to come in, but I gotta figure this out. So here's what I'm doing. Yes, at the moment, you know, we're working in the rain, in the water. I'm also using wet lumber. But the goal is build up a couple of these using my inch oak, pretty much cut them where they fit. I'm probably going to put a support piece underneath them all. And you can see I got a couple cut here for the top one. We'll put a support piece or 2 underneath them all to tie them together. And then I'm going to put a lip on here. I'm going to put a lip on the front and a lip on the back. And the reason is I don't want a tremor to come and have all my jars jump on the floor. That doesn't help. So I gotta kind of keep them retained. But that's what we're working on today. And then we'll see if those jars actually show up. The goal is just to keep empty jars in here, take them out, fill them, put them back. So I'll kind of have this always at a certain capacity, some buckets, some different jars, some stuff, and then when I need to, just grab the empty stuff, go fill it, and put it right back. And then I'm also probably going to be using chalk paint across here, chalkboard paint, so I can just write who it is and from what year. Oh, that guy's not locked in. That guy's not locked in. Some of these ain't locked in. I gotta fix this. Well, it's raining. I don't want this camera out here long, but I've got to put I'm missing some hardware to tie those ones together. So they're so long, I don't want them to spread. The top 2 layers I had enough for. So I got those secured. And then it's just a matter, I'll still adjust some of them by height based on how we fill things in here. But we're looking good and I'm excited. Now let's see if those jars actually show up.